Hey gang, hey Erlinda. Nice to see you again. I very much enjoyed our little chats. Thank you very much. Uh, so I am finally, this seems like this painting is dragging on a little bit. uh, I've got a lot going on. Judged an art show last night and then had to show up tonight at the opening and try to make all the artists there feel like my decisions made some kind of sense. An impossible task, of course, but one that we undertake nonetheless. And as you can see, I'm doing the old death grip on the pencil. Now I just switched to the drawing grip, right? I do plenty of drawing like this when I'm doing final details and small details. But most of the time when I'm drawing, I'm trying very hard to hold my pencil in any grip but this one. Any grip but the death control grip, in my opinion. One of the things I've discovered by broadcasting all the time, as I do, is you get all kinds of people making all kinds of criticisms. So I've learned to develop a little thick skin, not take it too personally. And just about everything you say at one point or another gets challenged by somebody. And there's been no shortage of people that have challenged my theory that there's nothing inherently superior to holding a pencil this way as opposed to this way. Now I did watch. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, but mine are too close together. I did watch, it might have been James Gurney the other day, who's a very good artist, of course. James Gurney, author of Dinotopia. And he was doing really small stuff. So that's one slight exception to the rule if you're doing really small stuff. But the other thing is, even though he was holding his pencil in this manner, he was moving like this. He was moving his whole arm, which is really the issue. Is that if you hold your pencil in what I call the death control grip, then you are very inclined to draw in a death control manner. In other words, like this. Now, there's nothing wrong with that for details. You saw me doing it a few minutes ago. But I really do still, in spite of some criticisms that I've gotten, and I'm open to criticism, but in spite of that, I still think that if you can hold your brushes, and your pencils in a side saddle, not this, you're more likely to draw with a freer, more creative, looser hand than if you employ the traditional, again, what I call the death control grip. So anyway, that's enough of that for the moment. This is, as you can see, is the pencil layer. That is way too much teeth for Jerry. He doesn't show that much teeth. There we go, that's better. Now, so I'm starting with the fussy part of the of the piece, which is faces. Two pictures of Jerry's wife. Yeah. I will probably employ some of my tricks to check on these faces when I'm before the next layer, which is look at these in a mirror image. Look at them in the reverse mirror image. But I don't need to use a mirror to do that. I'll be using my camera to accomplish essentially the same thing. Okay, done with the faces for now. Now let's get on to some more, if you will, natural drawing. I'm still making little adjustments, of course, here and there. You just maybe saw me raise this line up 1/8 of an inch. Stuff like that. This line coming out, again, about 1/8 of an inch. Don't want Jerry to look like he's anorexic. Now, I haven't worked on, I've sketched in her thumb, her arm really loosely, but I haven't really worked on it very much. Okay, that'll do. And she's holding a glass of some kind. Jerry's shirt have a pocket? Yes, it does. It's a little logo right there. All right, now a pitcher down here. A small glass here, maybe like a shot glass or something. I don't even know what kind of glasses people use for this kind of bar. I'm just assuming everything. A little bit of everything. I do know what at least a red wine glass is shaped like that. I'm barely on the camera, aren't I? And then there's a longer, thinner thing. I don't know. I am not going to try really hard to, because I don't have anything to go by. I hope they're okay with just an assortment, a hodgepodge. Okay, let me bring you over here then. Let's work on these people here. And again, not only is it okay to move these lines around, to say, oh, I want to do this or that line a little bit to the left or right or up and down. Not only is it okay to do that, it's actually advantageous, because if I just simply take these pencils and the brushes and at every stage, if I simply take them, let me go back to my reference here, and keep drawing in the same exact place, then that one line just gets reinforced over and over and over again, and it ends up with a pretty boring, if you will, pretty boring line. Whereas if I make the lines jiggle a little bit. To the, you know, one time I move to the left, next time I move to the right, next time I move to the left, and so on and so on and so forth. Then I end up with much more interesting marks, and that it really applies, very much applies to anatomy as well. So it's perfectly, I don't know if you can see, you know, like here I raised his chin up, again about 1/8 of an inch. I cut a little bit off his cheek, the last line that I can see anyway. I changed his hairline here slightly. I kept the ears pretty much exactly where I had it. But all those little changes actually make the painting slightly better. Now let's go to the girl. Here she is. Likewise, a little change in the hairline there. A little change there. After I found this particular photo, I decided I wanted the girl's face not quite not turned quite that far. And in fact, I just, so a little over here, I just cut the girl's face back just a little bit. And I'll make changes yet again if I want to when it comes time to do the final. If this is going to stick or not. Get a little bit of anatomy drawing here. This curve, that bump, elbow right there, and so on. So I'm looking at my photo reference here. Good enough for that. Now, by the way, I'm assuming you can hear me, right? I'm having some very nice, new, fairly expensive microphones, and used them twice earlier today, and both times they started making static at some point, which is so dismaying. I can't tell you. I've been languishing for 1.5 years, planning to get to buy. You know, I bought microphones, a wireless mic, and it didn't work very well. So I've been saving up my pennies for 1.5 years. Bought a for me, fairly expensive one, and it too is not cooperating with me, but making bad noises. So I hope that I can figure out what is wrong with it. If there's any sound techie expert listening that can identify the kind of static. In one video, it started after about 5.5 minutes, and in the next video, it started hissing after about 13 minutes. And it sounds to me like a low battery hiss, but I've checked the batteries; they were brand new, and it was certainly not low battery. Okay, I think I'm going to let you guys go now, and I'm going to just finish the pencil on my own, because I don't think you can see an awful lot of what I'm doing. So Jerry's still got too much teeth. And I'm not sure this eye is correct. I think it needs to move to the right. Okay, I'll check on that with my phone. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully to finish this painting. That would be good. One step closer to getting paid. More important, way more important, is to finish a good painting.